Page 37, Got Lotsa Rhythm. Okay. On page 36, they're introducing you to the 5-7 chord. This V7, we use Roman numerals in music sometimes, so the V is actually a 5. Remember I told you the chords are numbered, 1 through 7? Well, the number used in music is actually a Roman numeral number, and it's underneath the staff. Look in the middle of the page, you see, or at the bottom of the page, you see those 1, 4, and the 5-7, those things? Those are the chord numbers, and you'll notice they are the primary chords, 1, 4, and 5, although most of the time the 5 chord used is actually what's known as a 5-7 chord. So let's talk 5-7 chord. Any chord, any triad, can have a 7th added to it simply by adding another note. So I take a C chord, and I add another note. Remember, it's every other note now. Because when you do this, it's always every other note. Whatever. So I add that. Now it's a 4-note chord. It's not a triad anymore. It's a 4-note chord. And most of the time, what we'll do on the 7th chord is the 7th, we'll take it down a half step. So it's not actually in the key. There's an accidental involved. So it's here. So this would be known as a 1-7 in the key of C major. This could be a 1-7 also. Which one you're using, well, I'll get to that later. Let's not confuse this too much. Normally it would take it down a half step. It's 1-7 or a C7. C7. It's a C chord with a 7th added. And the 7th I'm talking about is from the bottom of the chord, the root of the chord, to the note involved is an interval of a 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, both of those are 7ths. And that's why it's a 7 chord. It's an interval of a 7th within the chord itself. Okay. And any chord can have a 7th. Well, here was the 5 chords. So in the key of C major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take that. Just add another note. Now here we are going to stay within the key. Because in G major, that's a G chord. A G major would be here. But again, as I said earlier, on the 7th, normally we take the 7th down a half step. So it's here. So that is a G7 chord or a 5-7 chord in the key of C. Well, take G major because we've had G major too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 chord in G major, add a 7th. Or here, stay with it. In G major, there's only one black key. So we're going to go. And that would be a 5-7 chord in the key of G major. Or a D7 chord. So when we do this progression, the 1, the 4, and the 5-1 thingy, instead of a 5, we use a 5-7. Now, on the 5-7 chord, we don't necessarily use all the notes. You don't have to. We need the top and bottom note. Got to have those. That defines the 7th. It's not a 7th chord without them. But we could use either of the middle notes. Sometimes we'll use one. Sometimes we use the other. Sometimes we use them all. Depends on what the music needs. But again, I want to be able to play it without moving around. So what we do is we take this, and we simply take this and put it on top. And then we can normally, you just leave out this note. As I said, we don't need the 2 middle notes, so we're going to use these notes. I'm going to take that and put it on top. And that is my 5-7 or G7 chord. But it's close to the C chord. See, these come out. So the chord is here. The little finger comes down, or the thumb comes down. And it's the top 2. So the chord is here. Or sort of the chord progression typical. You find that on a lot of pieces, this chord progression. Comes in handy in blues because blues uses primarily the primary chords. That's about all you find in blues. Blues uses a lot of primary chords. However, in actual blues music, you'll find that almost all the chords used are seventh chords. Or they want to add that edginess to them. Here, that's more of a jazz chord. They want to add that edginess rather than a clean sound. No, they want edgy. And so blues uses a lot of seventh chords. Yeah, we'll get there. Right now, we're not quite that edgy yet. Just keep in mind the primary chords is the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 or 5/7 chord, and the 1 chord. Okay, that's what we're after. Now, on this rhythm thing, I look it over. It's a page long. There's repeat, but that's all right. It's a page of music. Treble, bass, clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature. We're in the key of C major. However, if you look at the end, the last measure is here. All of these notes within a C chord, we're not using the E. You don't have to, that's fine. This is just another way of looking at it. It's the 1 chord in C major. It's just verifying, are we really in C major or not? And 4/4 time signature, 1 hand at a time. Right hand, you're here. 1 and 2. The D sharp, since 2's on D, I'll put it on D sharp. So again, 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and 1 and... Not so much for that. We go down to the second line, second measure. 1 and 2. That's a little bit different. They don't need the natural sign in the D. Here, this is the second line, second measure. They don't need the natural sign. You need the flat sign for the E, but not the natural sign. That's a little misleading. They're just trying to be clear to you. Because the last times you played D, you always played D sharp. So they're making sure. Now this time it's a D natural. Ha. But it's not necessary. It's a D natural anyway. Because those sharp signs and flat signs, they're only good for the measure they're in. Then the last line, the first measure here. And then for the E, just come up a little bit to E here. So you're here, just come up here. Yeah. Left hand, well, it's got the chords, they're block chords, and you're going to use the primary chords probably. 1 chord, second line, second measure, 4 chord. So you learn to recognize these in the music. So then when you see the chord, you're thinking one thing, not 3 separate notes. What is all of this? You just, oh, we're in the key of C major. Oh, that's just a 4 chord. I've seen it before. I know what it is. So it makes reading music so much easier. And the third line, third measure, that's the 5/7 chord. A B, an F, and a G. There's a D in the chord. We're just not using it. So it's still a 5/7 chord. And you'll get used to seeing that pattern. Those notes, you'll get used to seeing that. And then the 4 chord. And then the last line is a 1 chord. Now the last 2 measures, you're here, come down, that's fine. That happens a lot. We do it in music, no big deal. And then scrunch up for the last measure, 1. Okay, put the hands together, and we get this. That's really you put the hands together. I already did. Now when you repeat it, at the bottom, the first ending, rest, and you go to repeat. Second time, there's a note above the staff. Second time, R, H, A, V, A. Second time, the right hand goes up an octave. The left hand stays where it's at. The right hand, you got 1 beat rest to come up here. So the second time you're up here, all the way to the end, even at the bottom. So put the hands together, and then I'll go over it slowly and get rid of any hesitations. Once I can play it with no hesitations, I'll add the articulation, and here you're just basically playing it. They have accents in the last couple measures here. And you can accent that last note too, because it's a syncopated note. Remember syncopated notes? I'm playing it sooner than I think. That's what I think I want to hear. but I'm playing it sooner than that. So I will accent. Yeah, that's normal. It's part of interpreting the music. Then the dynamics, F at the beginning, it looks like it's about the only one we get. And that's the right hand. It's the melody. Loud. These, soft. And you have to be careful because this, you start out soft. As you go through it, you gradually get louder and louder and louder. Pretty soon you're drowning out the right hand. So be aware of that and keep the left hand soft throughout. Now you don't actually have to play the whole thing loud. You're in the loud area, but you can get louder and softer if you feel it. Get into feeling it, and what do you feel it should be. Then the speed, a moderate blues tempo. Again, blues. That tells me right there I'm going to swing the eighth notes. They have a note at the bottom that says optional. I say no, it's not optional. If it's blues, swing it unless the music tells you not to. So I'm going to 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah? It's not fast or slow, it's just kind of in the middle. Now, I missed it before, but at the bottom of the page, the second measure, they do have accents there. Connect them. Up, bottom. Sort of in a jazz style there, because it's normal when interpreting jazz music that on the long short, bum, bottom, you will accent the short note. Just as, because, up, bottom, bottom, bottom. That's just normal in jazz music. You just do it. Again, that's part of interpreting it. And that's what they're doing here. They're accenting the short note. It takes a little getting used to because you're used to bum, bottom, bottom, bottom. And this is bum, bottom, bottom. That takes time. Did for me anyway. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'd say I'm not doing dynamics, but there aren't any dynamics. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest.